Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Saintamore.
And I'm Dr. George Rogu from RBK Pediatrics and Urgent Care.
And we just put this video together for you in anticipation of your 4-year-old's well visit with us at RBK Pediatrics. We just kind of want to give you an overview of what to expect and talk about some of the important things that we need to know for 4-year-olds. So, what to expect? This is the longest it's been since the last time we've seen you for a well visit. It's been an entire year. There's going to be a lot to catch up with, everything that's been going on in life, any questions, concerns, and stuff like that you have with the kiddos. We've got the time to catch up with it, and this is the place to do it. The growth curves, still by far the most important thing that we look at these visits, making sure the kiddos are growing and gaining weight properly. We review the developmental milestones, make sure the development is all on track, do a nice full physical exam, and then we wrap up with vaccines.
Correct.
So, what kind of stuff do you like to talk about with the 4-year-olds at this age, Dr. Rogu?
Well, I like to talk about nutrition first. 4-year-olds, they get more and more picky with their dietary intake. You try to get them to eat a well-balanced diet as best as possible, fruits, vegetables, some dairy products. Try to get them to drink water and limit the sugary drinks. And try to introduce different foods for these children because, like I said, they're limited. I find that these children love what's on the kids menu, the pastas, the breads, the chicken nuggets. Try to expand their palate. And then eating together as a family in the kitchen without a TV is very, very important.
Absolutely.
Physical development and safety is important. Get them running around, playing sports. At 4 years old, that's when you can start doing the little kid soccer. I've seen that they're starting even younger these days. But just getting them to run around, kick a ball, run, that's good for them. If you don't want to join a sport or anything, just take them to the park. It helps develop their motor skills, just keeps them active and healthy.
Yeah, let them burn those calories off.
Yeah.
Speaking of burning off those calories, get them nice and tired for sleep.
Yeah.
Keeping good sleep hygiene is very important at this age. The kids' behaviors respond tremendously when they get an appropriate amount of sleep. They're calmer, they have better appetite, they behave better, they listen to you better. Sleep is very important at this age. We try to target between 10 and 13 hours per night at this age. Trying to maintain a consistent routine is the best way to keep the kiddos from having sleep issues and not wanting to go to bed, waking up a lot at night. Trying to get them to bed at the same time every night and trying to get them awake every morning at around the same time is the best way to keep everything consistent for you. We talk about safety now with the kiddos. They're running around, they're getting into everything. They're really good at problem solving, standing on things to get stuff that they want. It's important to make sure that we're teaching the kids how we want them to behave. So encouraging them to put on that seatbelt every time they get into the car, teaching them to look both ways before we cross the street, before we walk across a parking lot, wearing helmets when they're on their little bicycles and tricycles, child-proofing the home, securing the cabinets, the outlets. They're very curious at this age, and they still don't know what everything does and how dangerous everything can be. So making sure that we're very vigilant about that stuff is important also. But the kiddos are 4 years old now, and they can listen to the things that you're saying and understand them. So actually explaining to them why you want them to do the things that you want them to do is very helpful for them. What is your advice for like the social and the emotional development at this age?
I think the more engagement with the family, with the parents, with the siblings is very important. More the better. Less engagement with the computers, with the phones, with the iPads. The children are good at that stuff, so they will gravitate towards the iPad and playing the video games. But I would try to get them to play on this, in the backyard with the family, with a ball, if it's at all possible.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we still encourage regular dental appointments with the kiddos and encouraging them to brush their teeth twice a day at this age. This is the age where habits are really starting to form that are going to follow them the rest of their lives. So really trying to encourage this kind of stuff can have huge effects as they get a little bit older. As far as the behavior goes, again, they're running around and they're far more independent now, and they're far more defiant. Making sure that you set clear boundaries for the kiddos so that they know what mommy likes, what daddy likes, what mommy and daddy don't like. It's very important for them so that they understand the discipline that you're giving them and that they understand the rules that you expect them to follow. Kids get confused when they're not sure why they're getting told to do what they're doing and why they're being told they're not doing something the way mommy and daddy want. Doing this in a very positive and encouraging way, it tends to be the most effective way to get the kids to modify their behavior. Teaching them about hygiene at this age, washing their hands like crazy will prevent a ton of colds and viruses at this age. 4-year-olds are always snotty and coughing and sneezing, but if you get them in the habit of washing their hands and paying attention to that stuff, you can cut down on that stuff a little bit. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you encourage the language and the speaking for the kids?
The best way to do that is reading. Read to the child, have them engage, storytelling, singing different songs. That's how you help to develop and foster language development. Yeah, there's the computers and the iPads that help with these things. I'm sure it's very good, and there's a lot of educational programs on it, but there's no replacement to a human interaction, I don't think.
No, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Then there's no substitute for real practice anyway. And this is what the kids are going to be doing the rest of their lives, speaking, interacting, socializing. It's important to make sure we set the good habits when they're nice and young.
The computer will be there forever. I promise you that.
So screen time, we've already basically hit on this, but we recommend 2 hours a day or less of interactive educational screen time. We do not want to just hand the kiddos the phone or the tablet and just have them sit. We don't want them just chilling out on the couch watching TV all day long. We want somebody sitting with them, mommy, daddy, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, looking at pictures, looking at letters and numbers and reading with them and identifying things. We want them learning stuff with the screen time. And again, in a very positive way, we want to be very encouraging. Yet the kids have to want to do this on their own. And the best way to get kids to want to do something is to be very positive about it. Can you talk to us a little bit about vaccines? 4 years old is a big age for the vaccines again.
It's a big age for the vaccines for sure. We have a number of vaccines that you need to have after 4 and to be able to attend kindergarten. The first one is the measles, mumps, and rubella. Second one is the varicella, or otherwise known as chickenpox. The DTaP, which prevents diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, and polio.
Yeah, and we've got some pictures down there at the bottom. You've actually seen some of this stuff.
Yeah, I've personally felt measles because I had measles when I was an intern in Jersey City, and it was not a fun disease. Yes, it is a childhood illness, but when you catch it as an adult, it's not so easy to tolerate. You end up with this huge rash, 104, 105 fever, lethargic. There's a lot of secondary complications that one can get, like pneumonia, dehydration. They could also, the rarities become encephalitis. Varicella disease, yes, another childhood illness, but those lesions, the second child, those are little vesicular blisters that they become very itchy, and these children have very high fevers, very communicable and contagious. They become secondarily infected and can give you really, really bad skin infections and abscesses and so forth. Again, these are extremes. Whooping cough, the 100-day cough. They just cough, cough, cough forever. It's more severe in the very small children. But it's the older child that transmits it to the younger child that gets sick. Fortunately, you don't see much polio in the United States, but there is still polio that's imported into the United States. And if we don't continue to vaccinate the children for polio, we're going to have a resurgence, which every now and again, these things do appear.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago, they found polio in some of the water in closer to New York City.
Right.
It's out there, and these vaccines do protect us.
Yeah. And tetanus is, the rusty nail disease. But,
very important.
Yeah.
So that's our video for you. It's going to be another whole year before we see you again. But remember, we are always around. Anytime you need anything, anytime you have questions or concerns or anything at all, call us. It's what we're here for, and we're here for you. So we look forward to seeing you when you come into the appointment. And I hope you enjoyed the video.